In the temples of ancient Egypt, rituals were not just ceremonies. They were gateways. Every movement, every chant, every offering was charged with cosmic significance. Yet behind these elaborate practices, there was a hidden architect, a god whose wisdom shaped the very foundation of Egyptian ritual life. That god was Thoth, the divine scribe, the master of hidden knowledge, the one who understood the secret language of the cosmos. Priests invoked his name, initiates studied his teachings, and kings trusted his wisdom to ensure the survival of their souls. But what if the rituals of ancient Egypt were not simply for honoring gods, but for accessing invisible worlds? What if Thoth's hidden hand designed them to awaken powers far beyond human comprehension? In this video, we will uncover how Thoth's influence shaped the sacred rituals of Egypt, and what hidden truths they reveal for us today. To the ancient Egyptians, rituals were not merely symbolic gestures. They were precise, living acts meant to mirror the very order of the universe itself. Every word spoken, every offering made, every incense burned was believed to resonate with the laws of Ma'at, the principle of truth, balance, and cosmic harmony. Imagine a dawn ritual inside a temple. The high priest enters, clothed in white linen, carrying sacred oils. As the sun's first rays strike the temple walls, he anoints the statue of the god, whispers invocations in an ancient tongue, and offers bread, wine, and flowers. To an outsider, it may appear as devotion, but to the Egyptians, it was maintenance of the cosmos itself. Here lies the hidden hand of Thoth. Known as the god of wisdom and divine speech, Thoth was said to have given humanity the very structure of ritual. He taught the priests the words of power, the sacred chants that echoed not only in the temple halls, but in the unseen dimensions of reality. Without Thoth, the Egyptians believed, rituals would be empty shells, mere performance without resonance. Thoth's influence made ritual a kind of technology of the soul. The Egyptians believed that by performing the correct rites, humanity could open gateways to higher realms, sustain balance between chaos and order, and even prepare the soul for its eternal journey. Rituals, in this sense, were not created by man. They were handed down from the gods, with Thoth as their eternal scribe. And here's the hidden truth. Every detail mattered. The placement of sacred objects, the geometry of the temple, the rhythm of the chants, all of these were echoes of universal laws. It was as though the Egyptians had been entrusted with a cosmic manual, and Thoth was the hand that penned it. But this raises a deeper question. If rituals were truly the keys to cosmic order, could they also unlock powers far beyond what we imagine? Were these ceremonies designed not just to please the gods, but to transform human consciousness itself? To answer that, we must look at how Thoth encoded his wisdom into these rituals, hiding knowledge of sound, vibration, and symbols that could bridge the human and the divine. In the temples of Egypt, silence was never truly silent. Even in the stillness of the stone chambers, sound was alive, waiting to be awakened. The Egyptians believed that the universe itself was spoken into being. Creation was not a random explosion. It was a word, a vibration, a tone that brought order out of chaos. And who was the keeper of this truth? Thoth, the god of divine speech, the one who held the secrets of the sacred tongue, the master of sound and vibration. To the Egyptians, words were not just sounds in the air. They were containers of power. Spoken in the right way, with the right tone, they could open gateways, heal the body, or summon divine presence. This is why every ritual began with words of power. These were not ordinary words, but carefully guarded chants that only trained initiates could speak. Thoth was believed to have gifted these words, recording them in the Book of Thoth, a text said to contain the formulas to control the elements, command spirits, and transcend human limitations. But the rituals were more than just words. They were sound technologies. The chants, when spoken in echoing chambers, would create resonance that vibrated through the body of the priest, the temple walls, and, according to Egyptian belief, the very fabric of the cosmos. Think of it this way. The Great Pyramids and temples were not just stone structures, they were acoustical devices, amplifying chant harmonics in ways we are only beginning to rediscover today. Sound was used as a bridge, a way to align the human frequency with the divine frequency. The secret was in the vibration. Every syllable, every sacred name, every tone carried the essence of creation. Thoth's influence ensured that these rituals became tuning forks of the soul, bringing the individual into harmony with Ma'at, the cosmic order. And here's where it becomes even more mysterious. Some traditions say that Thoth taught initiates how to use sound, not only for prayer, but to move matter itself. This may explain the age-old mysteries of how the ancients lifted massive stones, aligned them with the stars, and created monuments that still defy explanation today. Could sound, sacred sound, have been the hidden key? If so, it means the rituals were not just spiritual ceremonies. They were also practical technologies, encoded with power beyond our modern comprehension. But sound was only one part of Thoth's hidden influence. The Egyptians also believed in the power of symbols, geometry, and sacred writing, tools that could anchor divine energy into the material world. And here, Thoth's role as the eternal scribe takes on a whole new meaning. The ancient Egyptians understood that the universe was written in patterns. Every star, every river, every plant reflected a geometric order, a divine language that could be read by those who knew how to see. And at the heart of this sacred knowledge stood Thoth, the master of writing, mathematics, and cosmic architecture. Thoth did not just teach humans to write. He gave them a language of power. Every hieroglyph was more than a letter. It was a living symbol, a conduit of energy. When carved, painted, or spoken correctly, these symbols could channel cosmic forces, preserve sacred knowledge, and even transform the consciousness of the reader. Geometry, too, was part of this divine equation. Temples were built with precise proportions, pyramids aligned with stars, obelisks pointing to the sun and planets. These were not aesthetic choices. They were deliberate acts of cosmic engineering. Thoth's teachings encoded the universe itself into the stone, allowing humans to access higher realities through ritual and symbol. Consider the Ankh, the eternal symbol of life. It was not merely decorative. It represented the flow of energy between the physical and spiritual worlds. When incorporated into ritual, it became a key, a tool for unlocking hidden dimensions. Thoth's hand guided every curve, every line, ensuring that these symbols would resonate with the divine blueprint of creation. Even the temples were designed to be more than places of worship. Their walls, their chambers, their sacred geometry were meant to amplify energy. Rituals performed within these spaces, under the guidance of Thoth's principles, could create a resonance that connected the mortal with the immortal, the seen with the unseen. And the most fascinating part? Some of these symbols and ratios mirror the patterns of the cosmos itself. Thoth's knowledge was universal. It bridged the gap between heaven and earth, mind and matter, life and eternity. To study these symbols was to touch the very code of creation. But the question remains, if sound, symbols, and geometry were all part of Thoth's secret technology, how far could it take a human? Could these rituals awaken powers long forgotten? Could they allow a person to glimpse the divine directly, and even alter their own destiny? To answer that, we must explore the rituals of initiation, where Thoth's wisdom was passed directly to humans, secrets so powerful that only the chosen could survive the experience. In ancient Egypt, not all rituals were meant for the public eye. Some were reserved for those ready to be initiated, those who had proven themselves worthy to receive the deepest wisdom of the gods. And at the center of these sacred rites was Thoth, guiding, teaching, and recording every step. Initiation was not just a ceremony, it was a journey. The initiate would enter hidden chambers beneath temples, where the air was thick with incense, and the walls shimmered with sacred inscriptions. Here, the physical world faded, and the unseen world began to reveal itself. Under Thoth's guidance, initiates learned the language of the universe, how to use sound to influence energy, how to read the cosmic patterns encoded in symbols, and how to align their own consciousness with the eternal order of Ma'at. Every step was designed to awaken latent abilities, heighten perception, and unlock powers that modern humans might dismiss as impossible. Some rituals involved trials of courage and purity, the initiate's ability to confront their own fears, desires, and illusions. Others focused on meditative practices, teaching the initiate to enter altered states of consciousness, communicate with divine entities, and even witness the flow of life beyond time itself. Thoth, the eternal scribe, recorded everything, not in ink alone, but in the very essence of the ritual, embedding wisdom into the initiate's mind, heart, and spirit. This was how knowledge survived across millennia, hidden in plain sight, accessible only to those who were ready. And here is the most astonishing part. These initiation rituals were not just spiritual. They were technologies of the mind and soul. They could expand perception, connect humans with cosmic energies, and reveal truths about reality that remain hidden to most people even today. The ancients believed that by completing these rites, a human could walk with the wisdom of Thoth, gaining insight into life, death, and the mysteries that lie beyond the veil. It was not immortality of the body that was granted. It was mastery over consciousness, the ability to transcend ordinary limitations, and the alignment with eternal truths. But what about the secrets that were never spoken aloud? Thoth guarded knowledge so powerful that misuse could disrupt not just the initiate, but the very balance of Me'at itself. In the final chapter, we uncover the hidden dangers and why only the worthy were ever allowed access. The wisdom of Thoth was not given lightly. It was powerful, precise, and in the wrong hands, potentially catastrophic. The ancient Egyptians understood that knowledge is a double-edged sword, capable of elevating the soul or bringing imbalance to the universe itself. Thoth's teachings were layered with protection and discretion. Sacred rituals were often veiled in symbolism, encoded in hieroglyphs, or performed in secret chambers, accessible only to initiates who had proven their purity, discipline, and readiness. Every step was a test. One misstep, one mispronounced chant, one misuse of sacred geometry could disrupt the delicate harmony of energy the ritual required. Some texts hint at consequences far beyond physical harm. Initiates who misused the knowledge could become spiritually unbalanced, trapped in illusions, or separated from the divine flow of Ma'at. Thoth, as the eternal scribe and guardian, recorded not just successes, but also failures, ensuring that the sacred energy remained contained and that only those truly prepared could access its transformative power. The safeguards were also practical. Temples, hidden chambers, and secret passageways acted as barriers against the uninitiated. Even the simplest ritual involved layers of protection. Vibrations, sacred words, symbols, and geometric alignments designed to shield the initiate and the surrounding world from unintended consequences. This vigilance shows just how serious Thoth's role was. He was not a distant observer. He was a guardian, a teacher, and a protector. His wisdom was a gift, but also a responsibility. To access it, one had to demonstrate discipline, clarity, and respect for the cosmic laws. And perhaps the most astonishing idea, some traditions claim that Thoth continues to watch over seekers even today, subtly guiding those who are ready, and ensuring that sacred knowledge is revealed only when the human heart and mind are prepared. The message is clear. Thoth's wisdom is a treasure, but one that must be approached with reverence. Only by aligning with truth, balance, and Me'at can one hope to truly harness the power embedded in these ancient rituals. So, what can we learn from Thoth today? How can we honor his teachings, awaken hidden wisdom, and bring the transformative power of these ancient rituals into our own lives? The hidden hand of Thoth may have shaped the rituals of ancient Egypt, but his wisdom was never meant to stay buried in the past. Every chant, every symbol, every sacred alignment carries a lesson for us, even today. We live in an age of distraction, where balance, truth, and clarity are harder to maintain than ever. Yet the same principles the Egyptians honored in their temples, harmony, intention, and alignment with Ma'at, can guide us now. Thoth's teachings remind us that true power is not in domination or accumulation, but in awareness, understanding, and the mastery of our own consciousness. By observing our actions, refining our intentions, and honoring the hidden laws of the universe, we begin to awaken the same resonance that Thoth encoded into ancient rituals. We can align ourselves with higher truths, tap into our latent potential, and navigate life with wisdom rather than chaos. Thoth's guidance whispers through history, through symbols, through the patterns of life itself. He teaches that sacred knowledge is not a trophy, it is a path. And every step on that path, no matter how small, brings us closer to understanding the cosmic order he so meticulously guarded. So, as we walk through our daily lives, let us ask ourselves, are our actions aligned with truth? Do our choices honor balance and harmony? Are we ready to awaken the hidden wisdom within us? Because perhaps the greatest secret Thoth ever left behind is this: the divine is not only out there in the temples or the heavens, it is within us, waiting to be discovered, awakened, and lived.